Okay, now what I'm saying to you is, if I go study a group of people who belong to a group that have been invited to join by the membership, okay, and they're 97% or 93% of them are atheists, who's in the invite? I'm telling you, it's the most biased organization you can get to when it comes to whether there's a God or not, whether evolution's true or not. They're totally biased.
But the 7% that aren't atheists agree with
They
the
got
same
they
thing.
snuck in. That's what happened. But you say most scientists believe that evolution is true. Well, I'm not going to argue with that. Most scientists mean 51%.
Macroevolution.
Macro, that's right. That's 51%. I'm not sure. I'd say 70% of scientists, however you define that word, by the way, I believe that evolution is true. Doesn't make it true just because they believe it.
And I believe the 400 scientists that the Discovery Institute uses as their scientists are not true scientists. They're not biologists. They're not
Oh, not true.
Oh, no.
Not true.
No, you're wrong.
Not true. They're all PhDs in scientific area. All the scientists are. I don't know how many there are. I mean, I don't think there's 400. I think it's less than that. Most famous one is Stephen Meyer. He's got a degree
Yeah,
in
I've seen his name.
philosophy of science from Cambridge
Yeah.
University. Okay, Bill, you can step in here now. I'm pretty much beat up, but you go ahead and beat on this
We
one.
began by stating that you believe God created a man with the same kind of DNA system as plants and animals, because why start over with something new?
I didn't say why start over. That's the words you put out there. It is common design. Life is designed commonly, yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
why, if he's creating all of these life forms as one group, and then humans uniquely in his own image, separate from all the other animals, since he is allegedly a God with unlimited powers, right? I mean, he can
Okay.
create a universe.
You're making statements. You want me to answer?
Can I
Okay.
finish? But he can create a galaxy in a second, right?
Absolutely.
And so.
My belief, yes.
He could create a new life form in his image without DNA, without the slightest extra exertion or inefficiency on his part, because efficiency is meaningless to him. He has an ultimate power, right?
Yeah.
And so if your theory is correct that, well, he did it as a common form because he'd already did this, why should he start anew with men? Then I ask you, if life is discovered on another planet, maybe you believe there never will be life on it.
I don't know. It's not relevant.
Then do you think likewise God would, why start over again? That life on every other planet would similarly have DNA like ours and everything. Is that your belief?
Okay? My belief is this. That God established, and nobody else has any other explanation, established the laws, natural laws, that we live by. Whether it be gravity, the 4 laws of nature, quantum physics, everything that you can see, God established those laws that make this universe do what it does. Now, you say God didn't, maybe, but my
No,
point
I
is...
say, I can't refute
Okay, you
that.
don't know.
God, they haven't done
Well,
it.
you don't have any other, there's no other explanation about why they are what they are, so that's what I'm saying. My opinion would be, based on when I read the scriptures, is God created things in a certain way so that man could discover them. Okay? He created, God is a God of perfection, yes, and you say, he's all powerful so he could do something else. Yes, but he didn't do something else. He could, yes, of course. God is not all powerful in the sense that God is all powerful, yes. Does he limit his power? Yes. Why do I know that's true? Because I know that it says in the scripture, and throughout the scripture, God wants all man to come to him and have fellowship with him and love him. Okay? But all man doesn't. He could decree it. That's his power. He doesn't.
You haven't come near to answering my
What's
question.
your
as to
the
whether
question? The
life
question
on
is,
another
yes, he can
planet-
do anything he wants, but he designed everything the way he designed it so we could discover it.
So, would life on another planet then have the same DNA structure as life here on Earth?
I don't know. How would I know that? He could have, if he made
Well,
life on
because
another
if God
planet.
wants to follow the same form, he's already done it, keeps the common form, which you say is why we share
I
so
said
much
to-
with
I
the
said
apes.
this. I didn't say it.
Then why wouldn't he have done it on another planet? And if he doesn't
I'm
do it,
not, I don't know what he did on another planet. I have no concept if he did or he didn't and what he did. Would I say that I would say to God, God, you have to give them DNA like you give us? No, that's not my choice. And if they found life on another planet, they have found life on another planet. It means nothing to me. I know.
and if it's not based on DNA, but life forms based on something else,
Yeah.
completely different from our, then would you see that as an inconsistency with your argument that God makes a common form and why start all over again just to make man?
No.
Oh,
I'm
so,
confused.
so
Go ahead,
why
sir.
start all over again applies on Earth, but to the millions of other planets, well, he wants to start all over
You
again.
can do whatever you wanted to. Bill, you said that. I agree with you. You can do it any way you want to.
Don't you think we have enough complex discussion just about what's going on in our universe, in our planet, without going off in some sort of tangent about another life form?
Well, it's-
We're okay with another life form, but we don't know of any. So
The issue
let's
is
stay
whether
here on
there's
this
a
earth.
logical consistency in the position or not.
Well,
That's
it's
the
like,
issue.
whether it's logical to Bill or not is what the question is here, man. It's not a matter of logic.
Logic
I say that we have discovered that plants and all animals, pretty much, humans, share the same basic structure of DNA. They all have DNA in some way, shape, or form. Much different DNA, but same basic structure. Now, I'm saying, so that they say that DNA proves that there's evolution. Well, DNA, if you want to say, well, DNA proves there's evolution because everybody has it, you can bring that logical in your mind because that's logical. I say my mind is, it's just as logical that it's a common design. God is consistent. Why wouldn't he be consistent about it? Now, if he built on somebody else's planet, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think he did, but I mean, I don't know. Yes.
That's logical if he had efficiency as a factor, but.
Don't you see we have to agree
Has no
with you?
efficiency.
Somebody else will say something.
Yeah,
Will?
I'll just, maybe we can find a common ground here that, I'm of the, the belief that there is a divine principles. There are the universal principles like the Hermetic scientists postulated and we'll say, but so I would say if there's a divine order, divine field, or divine principles that even the Hermetics and the ancient philosophers, the Greeks, and whoever, you expound to either philosophical, spiritual, or religiously. So if you go to another planet, and I'm interested in life, and I'll just follow up what Bill's talking about here. If there isn't, say, divine principles in this universe, maybe the Big Bang is part of the divine principle, the expansion, or there might be the continuous universe, whatever. Say we go to another planet, there's different building blocks of elements there. If it's following divine principle, maybe the DNA composition is different, but it's still following divine order. So the life form, and this is postulated, I see this on the Science Channel stuff, could have a different formulation. So the building blocks that we have here on Earth that is following, we'll say if there is a divine principle or divine field permeating the universe, we're following the divine order, and I'll use the word evolving. We're evolving and growing in accordance to the divine principle and divine field or whatever. I come from a spiritual point of view. I try to avoid the religious because things get tied up in theology. But I think there is a place for science and spirituality, because I believe science is actually a subset of spirituality. There is spiritual. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm amazed at everything I read in my technical journals. I say, oh my God, it's amazing what we can think and create using the divine principles, and it's amazing what's given to us.